why you already got it.
Hey y'all, good evening. We are back for another episode of Pain Reality with
The pains.
I'll say your name.
So you. My bad.
That's fine. So today we are going to have a conversation about intimacy in marriage. Should be a pretty good topic, I think. What do you think?
Indeed.
So you got?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think intimacy in marriage is? What do you think intimacy is in general?
I think it's a connection.
What do you mean?
Like I don't know, just a connection, like just on more than like you. I think it's it can be in different realms or different situations. Like you think there's physical intimacy, it can be mental intimacy, spiritual intimacy. This is a bunch of different intimacies. But just like a connection or like I don't know if connection is the right word, but yeah, like a connection on a different level, more than just like surface level.
So you think intimacy goes beyond sex then?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a man, you're a man. So as a man, what do you think as a man in marriage, what do you think like hey Kayla, as a man, what do you think is being a married man too? Like what's one of those things when we're talking about intimacy, what's something you think as a man you have the expectation for intimacy when you're talking about your marriage?
You saying in general or me?
No, I'm saying you. Pain reality? It should not be this. He shouldn't be thinking this long.
Why not?
In my opinion.
Ask the question again.
For you as a man, what is something you have as an expectation of intimacy in your marriage?
Oh, okay. I mean, for me personally, I mean it change. I mean, it can change because I mean, initially starting out, like obviously the physical intimacy part. I mean, that's still an expectation, but I think that originally getting married, like I think that's probably the main one. Probably thinking about
the physical.
Yeah.
Why do I don't? Sometimes I'll be confused, like why people, as soon as you say the word intimate, most people automatically just assume you mean physical.
Because that's just what intimacy is portrayed as. How often do you hear about or people talk about or see intimacy portrayed in a different way? Like TV, movies. I mean, real life. I mean, most times somebody's like, we got intimate. I mean, they physically got intimate.
I mean, I don't think all the time though. Because sometimes I just be thinking like I know most people think intimate is of the sexual nature, but that's physical.
It is, but I mean that's how people view intimacy. Like it's just natural at a point until you learn. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know or have an understanding of intimacy beyond the physical, then intimacy to you is going to be, oh, that's a physical thing, and that's going to be what it is until you know different.
But I mean, some people probably will never know different. Okay, so for you, what's something that's considered intimacy beyond sex?
I already told you.
I know you said a connection, but
No, I named several things.
What are the other ones? All I heard was a connection.
Wow. So you wasn't listening when I was
I wasn't, because I remember you
Wait,
saying a
you
connection.
said I wasn't. Wow.
Because you said a connection.
Yeah, but then you said I said there's different types of intimacy. I literally named off like 3.
What was the other 3?
Spiritual, emotional. What else did I say?
Okay, I remember now.
Oh, you remember? I forgot
Yes.
the other one I said.
Okay, so what's the most important, you think? So in the beginning you said physical. But at this stage, we've been married 13 years. So at this stage, what do you think is the most important aspect of intimacy in our marriage?
The most important aspect?
In your own opinion.
I know, you just asked me the question. Whose opinion I'm gonna give you?
I know, but you might have asked me in general or mine.
You didn't even let me finish talking.
No, because you always say that. So I just figured I'd clarify.
I mean, at this point in our relationship, I would say spiritual is most important.
Why would you say that?
Because everything pretty much revolves around that connection, I would say. Because I mean, if we're not connected on that type of level spiritually, then I think other avenues, like other aspects of our intimacy or anything else. Why?
Because you be mumbling. You be telling me I'm always mumbling.
I don't mumble. I was talking.
I mean, I agree. I think the most important part now is the spiritual. But I mean, I think I think spiritual should be the most important aspect from jump, although most times it's not. Most people put this preface on the physical side and then start lacking in all the other areas, because everything is not always physical. So I mean, I think at this stage in our marriage right now, it will definitely have to be the spiritual, because for me, I mean, I always tell people, I feel like it's been that shift when it comes to the spiritual things. And then at the same time, I think, for us to have a different understanding of God and our relationship with Him, we cannot neglect the spiritual intimacy of our marriage. Like, I think it's probably the most important part right now. But typically when it comes down to it, I don't know. Do you think people can figure out a healthy balance when it comes to intimacy?
I mean, this is a conversation they have to have, though. Like, if 2 people are in a relationship and don't understand that it goes beyond physical, then they probably won't find that balance for real. I mean, they may find what works for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, because realistically, I mean, who's to say what a healthy balance is for, you know what I mean? For each individual person or couple. Like, we can sit here and say, like, well, balance for us is A, B, C, D. And somebody else is like, well, I don't got none of B in there, barely got any C in there. I won't even say. So I mean, you really can't say what a balance is for somebody else. Like, so I mean, yeah, people, like I said, you don't know what you don't know. So if this isn't a conversation that you have, or like your partner doesn't verbalize or say like you do, or you say, well, intimacy is more than physical. I mean, you might be sitting here thinking your partner think, okay, it's physical just like I think, right? Because I mean, a lot of people, I won't say most, but a lot of people probably don't study necessarily intimacy like that to learn or to look at it.
That is beyond physical.
Yeah, it is beyond physical. They get intimacy, they grow up learning it however they learn it. And for them, for a lot of people, it's physical.
So what do you think is like a intimate moment that goes beyond physical then? Like, I mean, and it could just be like a random, type of thing.
Goes beyond physical?
Yeah.
I mean, I think and I mean, it might sound cheesy, but I think sometimes like the way we laugh together can be like intimate. You know what I mean? Like,
What would be left
I ain't about to
play.
say that.
Just play.
But you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, or just like you said not physical, right? I don't know, just stuff like that. Like I said, to me, it's a connection on more than just the surface level. Like I don't know the Dr. Webster dictionary definition, but for me, I would define it as like a connection on a deeper level than just surface. So yeah, I mean, it could be an intimate laugh together.
Okay, so I was, throwing around in my head what difference people have when it comes to intimate moments, because I think it's a big difference between a male's point of view and a female's point of view. So for me, I would say an intimate moment would be quality time, but quality time that there is no expectation that the quality time ends with.
Ah,
Why is that funny?
because I already know what you're about to say.
What I'm about to say.
The quality time ends with sex.
No, I was going to say quality time that does not end with sex.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You're saying it would be an intimate moment, quality time that doesn't, like you said, doesn't end in sex.
But I mean, I was also thinking like, maybe one of those moments is and the reason I think this is because again, I think most men's their first thought is sex, where women's don't typically end up being that.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Because, I mean, a guy can hang out, be chilling.
I mean, I don't mean it that way that they automatically because we talking about marriage here.
Right.
So, I mean, I won't say it that way. So what I mean is guys typically think intimate means sex. Women don't always assume being intimate with somebody means sex. So
I gotta disagree.
How?
Because I don't necessarily think that the definition of intimacy initially for even for women and men, like just asking random men and women about intimacy, married or not, I just don't think that the definition would vary if we did a study of 100 men and 100 women. I don't think it would vary that much.
I beg to differ.
I don't think it will vary that much.
I beg to differ.
I don't think it will.
Men are going to say sex, and I'm not saying
women going to say sex.
I know. I think some women would say sex, but there's going to be a greater number of men saying sex than women.
I would say that women would say sex, but I think they will have like theirs will be like we connect and we sex and we connect on so many different levels. No. Yeah, I think it will be more like that.
I don't agree.
Than what you're saying.
No, because that's not how women think. Perfect example. Men are physical creatures. Women are mental. That's why I automatically know when we talk intimacy, most women aren't going to say sex. Men are.
I don't know what study you did. You could be telling the truth. I don't know. I've never done a study. So
I'm not saying I did a study, but I'm a woman.
Indeed, you are.
I'm saying women are mental creatures where men are physical when we talk about that type of stuff. No, ma'am, go to bed. But so perfect example, because you be on some little tangents.
I don't be on no tangents.
What I originally was trying to say is, let's just say one day I got a backache or something like that. An intimate moment for me would be a back rub or something like that eventually does not end to sex.
Okay, so why couldn't that be an intimate moment for me?
I'm not saying it couldn't be an intimate moment for you. But I am saying most men would typically expect sex.
No, they wouldn't, yes, because you said you got a backache.
So Kayla says emotional intimacy, and I agree. Most women. Good night, Kendall.
She's not getting told.
Most women would say emotional intimacy.
Most women, we taking a poll.
We are. I'm
We're
gonna
gonna do
figure
a
out.
poll.
I'm gonna figure out how to do a poll tomorrow
We're gonna do a
because
poll.
I guarantee you, most women will lean towards emotional intimacy versus the physical. Men are physical creatures. That's a proven fact. Men are physical creatures. Women are mental. I'm telling. I mean, if this conversation was about sex, it would prove that men are physical and women are, because men are physical.
Yeah, but why would it prove that if this conversation was about sex?
I mean, I ain't trying to get into all that, but I'm telling you. I'm serious. I'm very serious. That's why when you bring up the conversation of intimacy, there's always that difference that leans towards the physical. And then I would guarantee to say that most women who would say this,
going to guarantee, okay,
who would say the sexual side of intimacy is because that's what they've been taught.
But that's what I said.
I know, but men still. I'm just saying, men. But I won't even say
but if a man,
right?
But that's what I'm saying. If that's what they've seen or how they've heard or seen intimacy described, defined, or whatever you want to call it, then guess that's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to believe it is. Same with women. Like somebody that say a woman that says emotional intimacy has learned about emotional intimacy or has learned that intimacy goes beyond.
But what I was going to say is that what I was gonna say is I feel like women who lean towards the physical aspect of saying that's what intimacy is being taught that by a man, not necessarily because this is what she sees growing up. I think that's taught in your relationships. Like if me and you get together and we're learning together about intimacy, because maybe you a different guy, maybe everything ain't all about sex and physical for you. So whoever you happen to be with, most men lead in relationships. Most men lead in relationships. So if most men is leading in a relationship, when it comes to those parts of being intimate, you're going to lead with what it is that you know. That's why I say that. Now, Kayla says we have to feel safe. That leads me straight back to the point of most women, when it comes to those type of things, they're going to think on the mental side of it, while men will think on the physical side.
But saying that we like, okay, so we have to feel safe, but how many women like are going to equate that or have that as the definition of intimacy?
More than you think.
But I'm saying, like, everybody's not going to say, well, feeling safe or us feeling safe is emotional intimacy.
But
that's not how they're going to define it.
No, I know that, but this is strictly when we're talking about the physical and the physical side of intimacy. When I was saying that women are the mental and men are the physical. For lack of a better word, for me to be physically intimate with somebody, I have to first feel that emotional intimacy. I have to feel that safe. I have to feel all of those things for my physical side to catch up, for lack of a better word. Men are not like that.
Says who?
Men are not like that.
Okay.
Men are not like that. No, not at all.
How long you been a dude?
Men are physical dudes. Dude, come on now.
What?
Who's more intimate, me or you, when it comes to that?
When it comes to what?
Being intimate.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You just don't want to answer and prove the point I'm making right now.
I don't know what you're asking right now.
You don't?
No.
You are, dude, you're a hater, man. You're a hater. I promise.
You're a hater.
No, you are actually being a hater right now.
You're a
because
hater.
You just don't want to agree that I'm actually right.
I mean, you can be right. We having conversation.
I know. So you got to admit that I'm right.
I don't have to admit that you're correct.
But
I have my view on it. How do I know that you're correct? We didn't. That's why you're deviating. Our poll yet. We didn't do our poll.
Oh, man, I wish we could do polls on this. I'm gonna have to research that because I guarantee you I'm right.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's possible. You never know. Because I mean, there's plenty of young ladies out here that just are like physical.
I get that. I'm not saying. What I am saying is that they're going to be in the minority compared to the men. The men will be the majority, and there's going to be a minority set of women that think that way.
Okay.
I'm just saying, women are emotional and romantic. Not many men are. And I'm not I'm not saying that there are not men who can be. I know there can be men who are romantic. I'm just saying. You got to offer your opinion, Saidi, because Julius Payne right now is on a whole different wavelength on what it is I'm trying to talk. And
Why
he knows
my whole government name.
It's called Payne Reality. And he knows I'm right. This is the point I'm trying to make. He actually knows I'm right. He just doesn't want to agree with me right now.
I can't say you're right or you're wrong. I mean,
okay,
I can just
tell me
my
about
opinion. You give your opinion.
Okay. Moving on. What's something that you think creates intimacy in marriages? Non-sexual.
What? That creates intimacy?
Yeah, or what is an intimate moment that ain't got nothing to do with sex?
I already told you.
I'm talking about examples now.
I gave you an example.
What? What did you?
Wow, you just
no, because you be skirting around these little.
No, because I actually gave you an answer because you asked that question already.
When did I ask that?
You working too much.
I am not, because you didn't give an actual example.
Yes, I actually
What was
did.
the actual example?
I actually did.
What was the actual?
I'm not saying it again because I gave one.
Because if I don't remember,
you just weren't listening.
Of course, I couldn't be in because I don't remember.
See, okay, so I'm not repeating it. I'm not going to repeat it. What's the next question?
I told you I didn't have no questions.
Oh, okay, well, no questions. All right.
Hey, Saida. I mean, I feel like you agree with me, so we're just gonna put it that way.
I mean, no, I don't.
So anyway, since Jew is just not following along with the script today.
We don't have a script.
But for me, I feel like, okay, us doing our slow dancing, those are intimate moments. Okay. You didn't give me an example like that. I don't remember.
I gave you an example.
But you got to remind me what it was, because we can discuss it.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to remind you.
Are you feeling defended?
Yeah, I'm feeling defended because you ain't listening. That's the second time you openly said you weren't listening. That's fine. I'm glad you think it's funny. Payne Reality.
Hey, wait.
Oh, you really cracking up.
Because you really sitting up here offended. Like,
because you weren't listening. You weren't listening.
All you gotta do is remind me what you said.
Not gonna happen.
Like, are you really serious right now?
Yep.
That is so whack, man.
Next topic.
It's not a next topic. I'm still trying to pull information out of you, and you're not playing along right now.
You already got information, and then you wasn't listening.
Because you probably mumbled it.
I didn't. I said
okay. Give me give me another example.
I was like, I enunciated too much.
Sometimes I just feel like you be making stuff up and it don't be really.
No,
true.
I didn't make nothing up. The people heard me.
Okay, what's another one?
When we slow dance.
I just said that.
Oh, dang, I ain't hear you.
You're so corny right now, man. Whatever. Okay, what's
that? I don't know. I mean, praying together can be intimate. Like midday texts can be intimate.
I think posting shout outs on Facebook could be intimate.
I don't think that's intimacy.
Oh, okay.
I cracked myself.
Clearly you did.
Oh man, you and these shout outs on Facebook. Man.
No, because the only reason I said that is because I happened to be scrolling today and I'm like, wait, what happened to the little shout outs I was supposed to be getting on Mondays or something?
Oh, you remember?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
It's been months.
No, it hasn't.
I feel like it has.
It might have been a month. Take the S off.
But we're going to put the Z on then.
I don't know what months is.
You do.
Months.
Okay, create for me a perfect intimate moment.
There you go.
I would agree, Saida. Not that me and Warren, yeah, but I actually agree just based off of his personality. Okay, go ahead.
What's the question?
Creating a perfect intimate moment.
Can't do it.
Why not?
Because you can't.
In your head, like if it was just a
No, because then you're gonna be like, I told you that's what men think about.
Hey, you just proved my point.
I'm just saying.
Okay, Jew. You literally did just prove my point, though.
But I didn't prove your point because I didn't give you a moment. I was being funny. But I mean, who's gonna be upset if it if it ends physically? Who's gonna be upset? And it don't have to. I mean, because like I don't think you can speak of like perfect intimate moment.
Why
because
can't you can create intimacy.
because at different points and times it can be a perfect intimate moment.
I know,
like, but it can be perfect for me, and you be like, "Nah, it's trash."
Because it probably if I'm thinking it's trash, that's because it's not intimate. It ain't an intimate moment.
See, that's not true. Because again, I could feel like it's an intimate moment. You could feel like it's not. Just like there's things that happen that you could feel are intimate moments, and I could feel like they're not.
Okay, what's a romantic moment?
I thought we were talking about intimacy.
We are.
Slow dancing is romantic. Ordering food, good food, and watching a movie is romantic. Without the kids, no kids. I reiterate, no kids. What else? Big spoon, little spoon can be romantic.
Who's the little spoon?
You. What do you mean?
That's a real question.
Hey, what do you mean? You are the little spoon.
Some men like being a little spoon. I'm just saying, they do.
Hey, they have every right.
I'm serious. This is really serious.
Yo.
You, dude, listen. I'm really serious. Some men like being a little spoon, dude. You're not a good friend, are you? Like you really laughing about this stuff, but it's a man out there that like being a little spoon.
Oh, he ain't my friend.
How are you a good friend if you laughing about that?
I'm just joking, but it's funny.
You are terrible. Man.
Oh,
you're terrible.
No, hey man. Hey, I'm not laughing at you.
Like you got tears in your eyes. Like this is you don't even know somebody who do this. It's just a thought process.
Hey, I'm not laughing at you, sir.
Hey, you should. That's terrible. You are terrible.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not laughing at these.
And you the one mentioned it.
I know. But you ain't have to ask who. You ain't have to ask who.
That some men like being a little spoon. I don't understand why.
I get it. Oh my goodness. Oh, what's happening? What's happening?
You was really wiping tears.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, T. You shouldn't ask me that question. Oh man,
he's terrible.
I'm sorry. Hey, if any of my friends, brother, I'm not laughing at you.
Dude, you have real tears in your eyes because you laughed about a guy being a little spoon. Something is really off with you, dude. I promise.
Stop saying that. Hey, stop saying that.
I'm trying to figure out why that's funny though.
Hey, Tia, just stop saying that.
You have
problems, man. Okay, all right, I quit.
Okay, what's some other romantic moments? Because you just laughing unnecessarily about this.
No, I'm not.
Yo, he really is wiping like real tears about this.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm not. I hope I'm not offending anyone. I apologize.
The damage is already done, sir.
No.
Yes, it is. Like you literally just laughed and you were crying about a guy being. I didn't even say it.
Don't do it.
I didn't say it.
Do it. All right.
The thought was there, but I didn't say it.
Oh my goodness. No, I can recover.
Can you?
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, see?
Nope, because there's something. Okay.
I know. No, I know. But it's so funny because there was there was a post on Facebook about it, and it was like
And you laughed just like this.
I did because it was a post that was like, "Fellas, don't be lying. You like being a little spoon."
Why? I don't understand why this is so funny.
Oh my goodness!
It's funny you're laughing about
Oh
it, but
man.
some
No,
guys
I mean,
like being a little
but see, that's the thing. Like that could be an intimate moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to end with sex.
I mean, do you feel like your manhood is at stake if you the little spoon?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, not at all. Why would it be?
Well, why did you laugh like that?
Just because it's a funny visual. Like it's just a funny visual, but it's cool. No, I mean you like being a little spoon. Be a little spoon.
I can't.
No, but seriously, no, because I'm thinking about it, it's funny, but it's so true. Like, because I mean, there are times where like, okay, a dude just like maybe he's being consoled or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I mean, there's times.
That's the only time.
I mean, that ain't necessarily the only time. Maybe some dudes just like it in general.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, so whatever floats their boat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's.
Me and you gonna have to practice him being a little spoon because I'm trying to figure out why this is so funny.
Hey man, this might be the last episode of Pain Reality. Hey, this woman is not getting on here talking about me. No, I'm just playing.
I would never. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not sure why you looked at me like that.
Oh man. Okay, I'm done for real. All right, now what was the question? I already gave you a few examples.
I'm just distracted by.
You asked me about romance. I gave you a few
go.
examples of romantic. Like taking a walk could be romantic. Just conversation could be romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of different stuff could be romantic.
Creating intimacy.
All right. Creating intimacy could be romantic.
See, I feel like today you just want to be in disagreement with me.
No, I just said the same thing you said.
I know.
Creating intimacy.
You know you can be very sarcastic.
No, I was actually saying the same thing you were saying though. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was being serious. Creating intimacy is romantic. Or can be romantic.
Okay. You ain't got no questions for me?
No, you could have answered the same questions you asked me.
I don't remember what I asked you.
Exactly. And you wasn't listening half the time.
I was listening. I was listening, but you be distracting.
I didn't distract anything.
Yeah, you be distracting. Hey, Teresa. You
better say her name right.
I did. I changed it. Yes, you be distracting. So we've been talking about intimacy. Although Jew is he on a Jew kick tonight, really laughing about this stuff, and I'm really trying to have a very serious conversation. And for whatever strange reason, he is finding this stuff hilarious, and this was serious. I'm going to apologize on behalf of Pain Reality for whoever he has offended by laughing till he had tears about you know what, because I felt like that was a hater move on his part.
I apologize as well.
Was it sincere?
Yes.
Hey,
I really wasn't trying to offend nobody because I'm sure there's people out there, males that in that situation enjoy being what we said.
You can't say the word, can you?
No, I can't.
Okay, we got to figure out something else to talk about.
I know, because that is, it's real though.
It is.
I'm good, sir. I'm okay. I think maybe.
So one of these days, I think we're gonna like jump into that and discuss it a little bit further.
I don't think we can.
I'm not talking about being a little spoon. I'm just talking about in general, like the physical side of intimacy, not nastiness, but like the physical side of it.
Well, okay. Talk about it now.
Nope.
This is an intimacy conversation.
I know, but you done threw me all the way off laughing about the little spoon.
You can get it back.
Well, you start the conversation.
No, you the one just brought it up.
But I was
So
bringing
you
it
had
up.
something in your mind.
But I was bringing it up for a different time, not right now.
All right, who knew?
We just gonna take
See?
this comment off because no, we're just gonna move on.
Hey, Ryan's sick.
You literally are still laughing.
Because he crazy, man. He gonna say don't do it. All right.
You good now?
Yes. What Craig say?
So this is our poll for anybody who want to jump in on this poll. How many men like being the little spoon?
Oh, that is not the poll that we said we were putting up.
That's the new poll.
And how many guys gonna be honest though?
So you never know. Somebody
You do never know.
You like to be the little spoon?
You do never know.
You ain't gonna answer.
What?
Do you like being the little spoon?
I thought you was doing a poll.
You're part of the poll, dude.
I'm not. There ain't no poll nowhere. I ain't answering no questions. Like the paparazzi right now.
Well, I don't understand why you don't want to answer the question.
Tia, you already said we're not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. If you want to put a poll up, put a poll. We ask folks.
I am. That's gonna be one of the polls. And what was the other one we was gonna
do? The other one was
the difference between how women see intimacy and how.
But I don't know how we would do that poll.
We could always ask who believes intimacy is strictly physical and who believes it's more of a mental thing.
No.
In a nutshell, that's what it is.
No, because you're leading with that. You're leading with those questions.
What?
Because you're leading with those questions.
I don't even know what that means.
Asking somebody to define intimacy for themselves is going to give you a better gauge of the responses. But when you say,
"Oh, okay, I got you,"
yeah, when you ask, is it physical or is it emotional? Like people like, oh, I never thought of it as emotional, but yeah, it's emotional.
Okay.
Leading.
That's how I wasn't trying to be leading. That was my mindset because that's what we were saying. We got the poll on who likes to be the little spoon or the big spoon, and then we got the question on what does intimacy mean to you. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be our poll. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. I'm gonna figure out how to put it on there. It'll be on your page.
It'll be on my page.
Yeah, it'll be on your page.
Oh, all right.
And then we're gonna share it on our next episode. We're gonna have some surprising, but you gotta say whether or not you a male or female when you answer. I'm just saying because I believe that's gonna show I was right. First of all,
somebody had to become weak to become strong.
You already shared that.
You did?
You're not listening now?
Because I ain't hear you say it.
I didn't say it. I just been putting them up there to read it.
So I mean, that's why I read it because I didn't see you put it up there.
Because you don't be paying attention.
No, you said I wasn't listening, but you never read it.
Okay, well you don't be paying attention to.
That's not true.
What's your last thoughts, my dude?
My final thoughts are, no, I wasn't going to say that. Okay. If that's your preference, do what you do. No, I wasn't going to say boo because that's a man code violation.
Why?
What?
One of our shows is going to be man code violations.
What do you
in marriage?
Hold on, you don't think that's a man code violation for a dude to be like, do what you do, boo boo?
Not if he's talking to his boo boo. What?
The comment I was making was not going to be towards my boo boo. So for me to say, do what you do, boo boo, would have been a violation in the highest order.
Do you feel like there's violations in marriage for men?
I'm gonna have to say probably not.
That's a good answer.
Only because some stuff that will be violations are things that like you might find yourself doing for your wife.
I agree. Thoroughly. I agree. I think you should be able to have man code violations when you're married.
Well, then they're no longer man code violations for you.
So it can only be within the relationship.
Yes.
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 You're very firm on that.
Yeah, because outside of those parameters, you're in direct violation. Yeah.
Okay, so what if it's publicly done?
Like what?
Like whatever the violation is, but if
Mhm.
it's done publicly with your significant
Okay,
other.
okay. Put it this way. I am never going to send you a text or write you a letter or a note or a Facebook post and end any word with a T that does not end with a T. I'm never going to send you anything that says period poo or whatever that stuff was y'all say.
That's a violation.
Exactly.
Even in marriage,
exactly.
I'm not talking about that.
Exactly. So you got to define what the violations are.
No, that's a man thing. Men come up with what the men violations is.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
but no, for a man at any given point in time to say period poo. Violation.
Yeah, you put a T on the end of that. Yeah.
But I'm not talking about that. That to me is just, I think most people would be like, wait, what?
Like what you do? Yeah, okay.
I'm talking about something that men would say is a violation, but is not a violation when you're with your significant other.
That's tough. That's tough.
Period poo is not one of them.
I know it definitely is not.
It can't be.
Putting a T on the end of period and all that stuff is not. Saying yes is not. No.
Dude.
None of that.
What about K?
Nope. Can't do it. It is not okay to just text back K.
Wait.
It is not. I look, Tim.
But when you think
how
about
much longer do it take to put an O on there?
What? But that's a text between you and I.
Yeah, but what am I saying K for?
It could be anything.
K?
Yes.
No.
So that's a violation.
Yes.
Yes. I don't agree with that one.
Why not? What am I saying K for?
I don't know. It could just be an acknowledgement of something. I don't know.
I say okay.
But why can't it be K? Why would that be a violation?
K?
Okay. What's another one? Because I don't agree with that one. I agree with that period poo one, but I don't agree with the K.
I don't know why. Because
it's ain't nobody gonna see our
but
K.
There's no reason for me to say K. Like you want me to say K or want somebody to say K just for the purpose of, hey, see, that's not a violation in our marriage.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the wrong reasons.
Okay, what's another?
I don't know. This could be a whole nother show, but I would have to think about other violations that wouldn't be violations.
We gonna make that a show because I think K is fine. Okay, finish your last thoughts. You got me distracted.
All right, you got me distracted. Talking about K is okay.
It is.
Mm-hmm. My final thoughts are.
You putting on for the public.
Right? I am not. When last time I text you K?
Yesterday. Just go ahead, you.
You need to tell America that is a full-blown fabrication of the truth.
I need to bring out the phone.
You can bring out whatever you want to bring out. I guarantee you screenshot anything will not see me saying K.
Okay, go ahead. What's your last thoughts?
Are you going to resend that?
Just go ahead, you. You already laughed about the loose boots, so just
chill out.
Go ahead.
America, people watching, listening, that is not true. I did not sing K. I did not.
Okay.
You really? Okay.
I didn't say that.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So my final thoughts are, I think that a conversation about intimacy is a good conversation to have.
Like what's your expectation
in marriage? Yeah, and how you define it. Because like you said, depending on how the relationship works, if both parties or if one party, maybe one party has no idea how to define intimacy. And like you said, and I know that most times the guy is the lead in a relationship, but it could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be either way where neither party really knows how to define it. And if that young lady has an idea and she defines it, then guess what his definition is going to be? Whatever hers was. Same way as if he has an idea and she doesn't, then his idea is going to become her idea until they learn, you know what I mean, something different. So I would say, one, learn it for yourself. Learn what you believe it is, but then also learn what your partner believes it is.
Do you think that's true of sex too?
What do you mean?
Like, is it important, do you think, to have the conversation of what pleases you and not in your marriage?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's important to like have conversations, but I don't think it has to be done in like a weird, like, hey, before we get into this, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
I think
yeah,
in the midst of whatever you're doing, I think that those moments of, no, I don't like that, or you know what I'm saying, or keep doing that, like those type of conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you're comfortable enough and you want to sit down beforehand and be like, well,
I mean, I wasn't necessarily thinking beforehand. I was just saying in general, because I noticed like a lot of people aren't satisfied sexually in their marriage, but the conversation is never had.
Because I think, and then some of that though is probably, I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, probably so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this person think they doing what they do, and it.
But that goes back to my point of when I said women are mental and men are physical.
Okay.
Do you think men are more mental?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh,
I said okay.
The way you said okay like that.
Yeah.
You done with your final thoughts?
Yes, I'm completely done with my final thoughts.
Nothing else.
No, dear.
I can't pull nothing else.
No, dear. I mean, you can try, but I don't think there's anything else in there. As they were my final thoughts.
You threw me for a loop tonight because the whole laughter of a very serious topic was very disturbing for me right now. I'm still disturbed. So we're gonna have to explore that a little later. I'm about to see if I can really find like a poll for people to participate in, because now I'm really interested. I'm very interested now because you have real tears, and yeah. In any case, what's our next topic gonna be? We had some different stuff we talked about.
We don't know yet.
It could be sex, actually.
That's what you want to talk about.
But you know, we always have a little twist to our conversations. It might not just be the act of sex. It could be exploring further, you know, having those conversations of what makes you comfortable, what don't make you comfortable. Especially most people, because they say the marriage bed is undefiled, just automatically assume anything goes in the marriage bed. And I don't think that's necessarily true. He being approved right now, so I guess we're probably not going to be talking about sex.
You calling me approved?
That's how you was just acting. In any case, in 2 weeks, we'll be back with another topic. And I'm about to figure out how to do this poll so I can be proven right, since Julius Payne assumes differently than my mindset. So we gonna peace out, and we hope to see you guys the next time.